So it was a running joke between us. Oh, you ain't even recognize that you had matched with me on Hinge. No, I didn't. And also, that should have been a red flag. By the way, you will notice in this story, I called it the United Nations of red flags. It is so many red flags that, I mean, you would have thought I was colorblind because I ignored all of them. So, anyway.
This is Dee. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. Well, guys, I'm back. And in this one, I am going to create this look while discussing the viral sensation, Who the F Did I Marry? If you guys haven't seen it, it's on TikTok. I mean, where have you been? But my perspective might be a little bit different because I'm going to approach it from maybe a little less emotional perspective. I'm going to hopefully approach it from a high level, what this means and what this says about Black women and how we have got to stop being a participant in our victimization. I'm a little whine before I get into it. People online are brutal. And for her to sit, to put herself out there as she has is extraordinary because she's going to be judged. People are going to say you're stupid. How can you do this? Hell, a lot of people are probably going to question it even if it's true or not. It takes a lot to, first of all, open yourself up not only to criticism, but to be honest about the choices that you made that put you in this position in the first place. In that series of videos, she said, it was so touching, you guys. Very poignant when she said, oh, that's when you cry. I just wanted it to be my turn. I thought it was my turn. She was ready to get married. She just wanted to get married. She wanted to have a family. That's natural. That's normal. Especially, she's like what? She's got to be in her mid-30s. Everyone sympathizes with her. Again, this is an extraordinary tale. And you know how Funky Dineva says, pay me for my pain. I hope this woman gets paid for her pain. The sad part, you guys, is how this story resonated with so many women, Black women in particular. Like I shouldn't say they, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I've never had this experience. I'm not going to lie. Not that I'm better than anyone else, but I've never been, I've never been bamboozled like this. That's just the truth. But a lot of women have. And so they get it. I get it, though. I get it. Come on. There but by the grace of God go all of us. So many of us do not make our choices for the right reasons. And ultimately, this is what this is about. At no point did she really say that she loved him, right? If she did, okay, I stand corrected because it's a long ass series, 50 parts. But for me, the driving force was her desire to be married. I wanted to be married. That's what she said. As Black women, we have so many trials and tribulations. We're constantly being told that we are less than, that we're the least desired, and all of that. And I'm sure all of that probably was a factor in her decision-making process, right? In fact, she said that one of the comments in her, one of the comments on TikTok and one of her, the videos that she posted was, the guy was supposed to be a VP. And the comment to her was, you should have known he was a fraud because a VP would never want to be with someone who looks like you. And that was messed up. But I think maybe to some extent, those sort of things maybe fueled her. Because maybe she's heard that sort of thing her whole life. Obviously, she's a heavy-set woman. Not unattractive, of course, but, average looking. But I'm sure that those are the type of things that she had heard probably her whole life, like a lot of black women. And that's why she said, it's my turn. You know, in a way, like, I'm gonna prove all these mother wrong. I got me a good man who's good looking, got money, pays for everything, you know? And that, I'm sure that was a contributing factor. You know, or nobody's harder on black people than black people. But there are some things that have to be called out. And to her credit, she was very candid about the fact that she was foolish. At the end of the day, she chose to be a victim over and over and over again. Now, I will say this. Obviously, you don't know until you know, right? But at some point, she knew. And I don't know why this bugged me so much. The fact that she got pregnant by this guy. I just found it very, I don't know, bothersome that she was perfectly willing to have a baby by a man she did not know. And, you know, there are women who have done that and are living to regret it. And thank God that pregnancy did not work out, because she would be forever tied to this psycho, right? She would be forever tied to this man, because this guy is a crazy and manipulative, right? He would definitely use that child against her to keep her in his life. Oh, and P.S., since he turned out to be a destitute bum, she would have had to pay him child support. One of the most important decision you will make is who the father of your children is. That's probably maybe the most important decision, because it affects not only you but them. And it's like, it seems to me that like so many black women don't get that. We don't take that seriously. That's why so many of us, you know, my baby daddy ain't shit. Well, why is he your baby daddy then? You know, that would have been the same situation with her had fate not intervened, because she did absolutely no vetting. And that's the thing that really like struck me in all of this. Everything she found out after she found out he was an absolute lying trot, everything she found out pretty much at the end of their relationship, at the end of their marriage, she could have found out at the beginning, right? All the research, all the vetting, all the background checking that she did after she had been bamboozled, she should have and could have done at the very beginning, before she allowed this man to move into her home. And that's another thing. Why are you letting a man live in yours? He should have his own. Why is a man moving into your house? But if the dude is, you know, what this guy turned out to be, a criminal, which a lot of us, you know, will know the man is a criminal and still move him into our homes with our children, knowing that the dude just got out of prison. I mean, it's sad, the choices that a lot of black women make. It's ridiculous. And that ultimately was what happened to her. She moved this guy into her home, who was a person who had a record, been in and out of jail, doing weekends in jail, unbeknownst to her, and living with this man. Living with a man she did not know. Hence, who the F did I marry? I mean, that's just scary, you guys, scary. But I think part of it is, you know, for her, and why she says she is forever changed, is not just trusting men. It's about trusting herself. He had an answer for everything, and she just believed him, even though in her heart, her intuition told her otherwise. She ignored it. And I will say this guy was a manipulative bastard. He had done this before. And I'm not saying that she could have gathered or ascertained these things immediately. For me, you guys, it's just the overwhelming sense of brokenness that I got from listening to her speak. And the way she spoke was so powerful, right? Because it was so well thought out, the chronological order, the detail, how clear, concise, and articulate she is, and how intelligent, and just how easy it was to understand what she was saying on a very basic level. Let's be honest. If this was, what's her name, Carisha, if this was, it would not have the same effect, right? Young Miami. If Young Miami was telling this story, somebody who talked like Young Miami would not have the same effect, would not resonate, because that chick, you can barely understand what she's saying. Okay? And it is what it is. But you see what I mean? It was very much, it's easily digestible, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. Everybody got it. If you watched it, you got it. You see, men like that choose a certain woman, right? Only a certain type of woman is going to move a man into her house after knowing him only a couple of months. Only a certain type of woman is going to get knocked up by him without even knowing him, right? He knows that type of woman because, again, he's done that before. They know the type of women who are susceptible to their lies and their deceit. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not say, obviously it goes without saying that this woman was victimized at the hands of a black man. Once again, a consistent in our community, a consistent theme with black women. Getting with black men, staying with black men, and allowing them to take us through the ringer. If you strictly limit yourself to black men, you are going to have an extremely difficult time, like a lot of black women are having. And that is a fact. And I'm not saying this is exclusive to black women. I'm talking about black women. This is not a black men bashing type video. This is just the reality of what happens. How many black women that are in good, happy, successful marriages with black men? That's all I'm saying. So I am just so glad that black women in particular have come out in support of her. But we identify with the struggle. We accept, we can relate to my man did me wrong. We support her now that she's down. We cape for her through this struggle, through her heartache, through the fact that she's been victimized. We cape for her. But once she comes up, and she will, once she, loses 50 pounds, once she, gets her Lifetime movie or her special or her Netflix deal or her book, once she, gets a good wig, are we going to cape for her then? Are we going to go from caping to hating? Because that's what we do with each other. Once she gets that blue BMW with the cognac interior, once she gets that, are we as black women still going to support her? Or do we support women when they're down, but then we withdraw that support out of jealousy when they come up? Are we going to resent her glow up? Because I'm telling you right now, there is a large section of black women who will. Because they relate to struggle. They don't relate to success. They don't relate to self-improvement. They don't relate to the glow up. They don't learn the lesson, and they don't have an understanding or respect for women who do, which I hope she does. I can't imagine after all this she wouldn't. I wish this woman nothing but success. She deserves it. She really does. And I am actually concerned, a bit for her safety. Because, people went out, of course, and they found this dude, Legion. They went out and they found him. He doesn't appear to have been violent. But who knows? Who knows? If someone is unstable, sociopath, psychopath, who knows? This may tip him over the edge. But, when she chose to make this video, that was also a choice she made as well. This is the internet. You don't make a 50-part series like this and don't think that they're going to find him. That, especially like on Facebook and all of that crap, they're going to find him. They're going to find him. So maybe that was the intent in the first place. In the back of her mind, she wanted people to hunt him down and further hold him accountable. I don't know. Obviously only she knows that for sure. But I don't believe for one moment that she didn't know or it did not occur to him that he would be found out, that we would find out who he was, that it would be revealed who he actually was. Because Legion is actually the name she called him. She could have used a fictitious name, but she didn't. It's going to be interesting to see how all of this plays out with him now that he's in the mix. Because a guy like that, he's going to love the attention. I mean, he's broke, busted, and disgusted, right? And she's put him in the limelight, basically. For better or for worse, right? So he is, I'm sure, loving this. This guy is broke as a joke. God knows what he's doing, maybe on to his next victim. But he's going to take an opportunity to capitalize on this in any way that he can. This is open up some doors of not only opportunity, but concern for her. People are crazy. And the fact that she has, put this out there for all the world to see is a blessing to some women and will be beneficial to a lot of women, praise God. But it poses some danger for her. I'm going to finish up and I will be right back. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, thumbs it up, you guys. And please share your comments below. I would love to know what you guys think of this whole saga, particularly as it relates to Black women as a whole and the choices that we make or have made in our community, and the things that we as women can do better so we are not constantly, it seems, in this type of position. Please sound off in the comments below. So till next time, mwah.